Maya Santos moves through the glass-walled executive floor with effortless command. She wears power like a second skin, a suit tailored to silence questions. Her phone buzzes with a single line from a friend. Go. She reads it, breathes, and steps into the rainy dusk. Tonight she will be someone other than CEO, if only for a little while. She walks into a small restaurant where candles fight the rainy light. A friend waves from a corner booth. Ella, you're early. This is a miracle. Maya, I didn't bail. Ella, blind date. I arranged him. I vetted him. I promise he's not a catfish. Maya, I deserve someone who likes my daughter. They laugh. The door opens. A man stands in the rain, hair damp, a jacket that has seen better days. He smiles, so genuinely the room seems to tilt. Tomas Ruiz is 40, steady, the kind of man whose hands have stories, calluses, a fainting stain, and a tenderness that shows up in small repairs. He takes in the room with soft curiosity. Tomas, Maya? Hi, I'm Tomas. Sorry I'm late. The bus argued with me. Ella whispers. He's a janitor. It's complicated. Maya, you came. Tomas, yes. I like trying new chairs. Their conversation softens into something unexpected. Tomas speaks of the kids he tutors under fluorescent lights after his shift, of how he used to sleep with a book tucked under his cheek, how a teacher helped him learn letters as an adult. Maya talks about shareholder meetings, custody schedules, and the strange loneliness of being admired for things you didn't choose. They share a cab in the rain and talk about music that makes them feel brave. He has a laugh that smells like soap and orange peels. She has a laugh that has forgotten how to be small. A few days later, Maya drops off Lucia at school. Lucia, 6 and electric, hugs her and runs. Maya sees Tomas sweeping a puddle at the building entrance. He nods. Tomas, Lucia's at school again? Maya, yes. She keeps perfecting the art of surprise. Tomas begins appearing in small, patient ways. He fixes a neighbor's broken latch. He finds a lost child's glove and trots it back like a small triumph. He brings an old radio to the break room that plays songs his abuela loved. He teaches kids multiplication tables with a Walker-like patience. He does not speak of romance as if it's a trophy. He shows up. The differences between their lives are more than schedules. Maya's life calculates risk, weighs optics, protects legacies. Tomas's life measures honor by promises kept. They fall into a rhythm, late dinners, stolen afternoons at the library where Lucia reads picture books, Sunday pancakes, where Tomas learns the precise way Lucia likes her syrup. At a gala, Tomas arrives helping the catering staff. A board member sees him and smirks. Board member, you know her, don't you? She dates down Ms. Santos. Mind the optics. The smirk is a small weapon. Maya replies with silence and later texts Tomas, don't come next time. Tomas disappears. For 3 days, the building feels like a room with one light blinking. Maya's apologies taste like copper. She finds Tomas on a rooftop, wrapped in the city's hush. Maya, I'm sorry for asking you not to come. Tomas, I didn't want to be your headline. I thought you wanted control. Maya, I want someone who can sit with my daughter and not count the exits. Tomas, I can sit. I'm tired of being brave alone. They kiss in the rain's residue, not dramatic, but real. Lucia meets Tomas at a weekend garden playdate. He brings pastries, a made-up game, and a small cardboard sword. Lucia is suspicious, then delighted. She sets a test, make pancakes. Tomas learns. The 3 of them start practicing the ordinary. School shows, patching scraped knees, a bedtime ritual with a strange song that Tomas remembers from his childhood. Then the press finds their picture. A gossip column calls it a mismatch. The piece reduces Tomas to a novelty and frames Maya as headline bait. Social media crowds with opinions. Investors call. A charity partner pauses, funding under pressure. Someone anonymous sends a recording to the board of a jest at Maya's expense. The company trembles in that brittle way institutions do when their leader's private life becomes a headline. Maya is furious and frightened. She can issue denials, structure statements, and call meetings. But the harder part is the private arithmetic. how to protect Tomas's hours at work and Lucia's stability. She knows that for Tomas, a shift is not merely income. It's a promise to students who depend on him. For Tomas, this relationship could mean losing his job. For Maya, it could mean losing shareholders. They meet in a quiet diner between shifts. Tomas, I didn't go to anyone. I didn't want to be a spectacle. Maya, you didn't answer. I thought you wanted me to handle it. Tomas, I was trying to protect the kids I tutor. If I lose my hours, they lose a place to study. Maya, I needed you to stand by me when people lied about you. He looks at her, and she realizes tenderness is not always loud. It can be bearing witness. They negotiate compromises. Tomas proposes a shift change so he's less visible. Maya promises to step back from ceremonial roles that feed gossip. She also uses influence quietly. She speaks with the editor who stirred the scandal and offers a portrait of Tomas as a volunteer, not as a curiosity. The editor is wary but listens. Tomas refuses to be made a mascot for PR. He wants the dignity of being seen as himself. An anonymous call pressures Tomas's supervisor to reassign him. He fights for his hours but loses some. The loss stings, but Tomas finds new side work tutoring older kids in an after-school program funded by community donations. Maya channels energy into a community initiative at her company that provides paid stipends for tutors and night class scholarships. She insists the board design the program to be led by people who understand the communities it serves. Months pass. The storm does not end. It rearranges. They weather small humiliations and larger ones. Tomas and Maya argue about things that matter: ambitions, fairness, fears. Tomas worries his presence will always be a lever people use to test Maya. Maya worries she'll always be judged by who she loves. They keep choosing one another in ordinary ways. A note on the fridge, a text with a photograph of Lucia asleep with a library book, a promise to attend Lucia's school recital even if it means foregoing a speaking engagement. At the community program launch, the PR machine wants a staged moment. Maya insists that Tomas speak as a consultant, that the funds go directly to tutors. He tells a story about kids who study under fluorescent lights, and how someone once gave him the patience to learn. He speaks without artifice. The audience leans in. The editor who once fed the scandal writes a follow-up that resists simplification. The company is urged to reconsider its priorities. Some investors grumble. Some employees are grateful. The net effect is a shift in tone rather than a sudden victory. The world has not rewritten itself, but new language begins to take hold around them. Love in this life isn't cinematic exploits. It's small rescues. Tomas calls when Lucia has a fever and brings soup at midnight. Maya sits through a whole school assembly without checking her phone. Lucia, who once tested men with pancakes, now casually takes Tomas's hand in crowds. It's not erasure, it's addition. One evening, on their first anniversary, Tomas brings them to the same restaurant where they met. He gives Maya an old book and a note he wrote on the inside. Note, I will clean your floors and your ceremonies. I will make small repairs and listen to your daughter's opinions. I will not be second to anyone who cannot name the value of kindness. If you will have me, I will be ordinary and heroic, as the days ask. Maya reads and the room tilts. Lucia claps for a private joke. There is no extravagant ring, but there is a petition made of everyday promises. They build a life that confounds neat categories. Neighbors gossip. Some colleagues slowly change. Lucia grows into a child who knows her family is chosen and chosen again. Tomas starts a small after-school club for kids who need space. The program is humble, held in the building's basement with donated markers and an old whiteboard. Maya helps by securing a small grant, but she is careful not to convert kindness into a press release. Years pass like seasons. Lucia grows taller, more stubborn, full of questions. She gives a speech at a local community ceremony about learning to read by the light of a street lamp and calls Tomas father with a word that holds a household of meaning. Maya watches from the crowd, the years in her face softened into gratitude. A board member from the old days congratulates Maya once and says, quietly, that integrity was never just about profit. She answers with a smile, knowing the work is ongoing. Later, Lucia tucks a folded drawing into Maya's laptop cover, 3 stick figures and a sun. Tomas fixes a leaky faucet in the kitchen and hums the tune Lucia invented. Maya pours coffee and pauses to watch them both, understanding that safety is made in small, repetitive kindnesses. They laugh, settle, and the table holds their quiet work. Their hands meet over the tart, not in ceremony, but in agreement. The world will keep telling stories, and they will keep telling one of their own. Fade out.